Hi, this is Don Gettner with Ridge Engineering. In this tutorial I'm going to do a short introduction to how multi-way stop studies are supported in the new PC Warrants version 2. I'm not going to go over all the details of PC Warrants version 2 in this video. Look at other videos to get more information. So let's get right into it. If you're going to be doing multi-way stop studies in PC Warrants 2, the first thing you may want to do is check the preferences, and this is the preferences screen in the new PC Warrants version 2, and you can go to the multi-way stop options, and most people are not going to do much on this screen. You can enable or disable parts of the warrants. Most people aren't going to bother, and you can edit the default minimums that are in the definitions of the warrants. And again, since these are set by the MUTCD, they probably won't get changed anytime soon. However, if anything changes or if your state makes a change, you can edit the numbers here. You can set your paths on the paths. Again, I'm not going to go over the details of this. There's other videos that will talk about this more. So just check your multi-way stops, make sure everything is enabled, and go on. Now, the first thing you might want to do is start a multi-way stop study. So let's do that quickly. I'm going to click on that. And this is the main screen for the multi-way stop warrant summary. It's all in light red, meaning it doesn't have the information that it needs yet, which is what we have to do. So let's go get some volume data. And this is the volume screen, and it's all zeros. So we need some data. We're going to go to the volume wizard, and let's import a PetraPro file. We support CountPro and TracksPro, and we have some other imports written from PC Warrants version 1 that we haven't put into version 2 yet, but if you want one of those, just let us know. And so we select PetraPro. Let's just grab a sample data. The data is copied from the PetraPro PPD file, and it populates this screen. There's some options. Again, I won't go through the details of that now. You can learn about that later. And we're going to transfer the numbers, and now you can see that we have volumes and we even have some PEDs. So the OK is green. That means it has enough information for the volume part of the warrant, so we'll go on. But the site data is still red, and it hasn't evaluated the warrants yet because it needs more information. So we'll go to the site data screen. And this is the site data screen for the multi-way stops. And over on the right, it shows you what's missing, and the number of crashes is missing. So we're going to change that. Let's set that to 4. And when I do that, everything else has been filled in, so it's okay. Now when we go back, the volume data is good, the site data is good, so the software has evaluated the warrants, and in this case criteria B is not met because we only have 4 reported accidents, but criteria C and criteria D are met. If I want to see what C looks like, I just click on the button, and it shows the volumes for the for this particular warrant. Now the way this warrant works is it takes the average of the 8 highest hours. So here's the 8 highest hours, and the software calculates the average of those 8 numbers, shows it here, and then compares that to the number up here, and if it's greater or equal, it's yes. Does the same thing for the minor units. Now there is something that's not obvious going on here, and that is there are many ways of finding the 8 highest hours. It could be any of the 96 possible hours that are bounded by 15 minutes. So this turns out to be a fairly tricky problem. But if you think about it, it's likely that the highest hours are going to be either when the major vehicles, there's a lot of major vehicles and maybe not quite as many minor vehicles, or maybe it's going to be when there's the minor vehicles are going to be the problem to meet the warrants, or possibly it's a total. So the software actually does 3 evaluations. It says, I'm going to look at all the total of all the vehicles. I'm going to look at the total of I'm going to rank the hours by the minor volumes. So here it takes the hours that where the minor units are the highest, and the other option is to use the majors. Now if you click on the column total, the column heading, it will resort the data and then recalculate the 8 hours and then evaluate the warrants. Now a lot of times the problem is that there's not enough minor cars. There's tons of major vehicles but not enough minor, so a lot of times the answer will be sort on the minor. In this case it doesn't matter. These numbers are not particularly realistic, if I remember right, but the idea is the same. So the software does a sort on all 3, and then if only one of the 3 sorts results in a yes, it picks that as the sorting. So keep that in mind. There's a little bit of sorting and math going on in the background, and you may see differences, and if the numbers are close to meeting, you might want to just try changing them. If you change it, the software knows what you did and it percolates that throughout the rest of the software. In this case, everything is met, so the warrant is met. We're going to click on OK. Criteria D, same idea. Now in Criteria D, the idea is that 80% of the requirements need to be met for more things. So you need the number of correctable crashes to meet and the average delay. And in this case, we have 4 crashes reported, and 80% of the 5, that's the minimum value for normal, is 4. So in this case, 4 is greater than or equal to 4, so that part of the warrant is met. The average delay is 30 is greater than 24, and we have the same volume type logic going on down here to meet the now reduced criteria. So in this case, since all 4 are met, criteria D is met, so that works. Now once you've evaluated the warrant, you can give it a name, and I can just call this like test 1. You can change the date that you want to show on the report. It could be today or it could be an earlier date. I can save this study. I'm going to save it, and then I can print it. And at the moment there's only one report for multi-way stop studies, and if I want to print that, this is what it looks like. You can take a look at it. We'll have a sample of this report on the downloads page of the support site, but it basically has the information, and then it shows the criteria C and D volumes and how they all work out. So it's a nice simple report, tells you the answer, and yes, this warrant is met. And you can print this to a printer, you can print it to a PDF, you can do all the normal things that you can do these days with Windows software, printing to your whatever printers you have on your computer or on your network. So you can pick all that stuff out. So that's it for multi-way stop. Take a look at some of the other videos that show other features of PC Warrants version 2. Thank you.